Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of the Art of Trying podcast. How are you going, Mum?
I'm awful.
You're awful.
Yeah, I thought I'd change it up a bit.
What a way to... What a morbid way to start off.
Yeah, I know. No,
Episode 3.
I'm all right, actually. Not too bad at all. No different from last week, let's put it that way.
Well, do you know what, Mum? That fits in, your feeling there fits in with the theme of what we're talking about today.
Oh,
So, do you know
yeah,
what?
it does.
So let's just embrace it.
Yes.
Let's embrace it.
Yes,
okay?
we should actually.
So, Mum, first of all, it's just us today, no guest. I know we spoke last week about having a guest on, but unfortunately, we had 2 guests lined up, and some things happened, and we couldn't record this weekend with them. So it's just us. Hope that's okay.
Oh,
Hope
I hope so.
Hope you guys are okay with that.
I mean, if they've come this far with just us, I think they'll be all right.
Definitely.
Just for
Hope
one
so.
week.
So it's just us today. We're talking about what are we talking about, Mum?
The highs and lows of the hustle, you said, or the journey.
The hustle.
Yeah.
The hustle is just like it's a cool word for, you know, it's what
For your
sells.
Travels.
It's what sells, everyone. Hustle sells. But anyway, first of all, Mum, well, before we go into any of that, how are you?
Yes,
How-
I'm all right.
Yeah.
My back's still, meh.
Yeah.
But
Gotta get that fixed, Mum.
I know, and
Just get it fixed.
I've got an appointment with. Well, I did have an appointment to talk to the surgeon on Monday, and he's decided to go to a meeting on Monday instead.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
more important,
Obviously, so now I'm not talking to him until Wednesday.
Okay.
But what's 2 more days amongst friends when it's been however many 300 and more than that, 400 and something days.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm fine. Anyway, how are you?
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
I do realise I
okay.
don't ask you that enough.
No,
How are you?
no, she really doesn't. That's okay.
Are you all right?
I just cry about it at night. Yeah, no, I'm doing fine.
Sob into your pillow.
had a busy week this week. I was at work pretty much full time this week.
Yep.
It's beginning of the month, you see, so we get a lot of stuff coming in.
Oh, do you?
Yes. Beginning of the month is always a busy time for us.
And how's your new position going?
New position. Oh yeah, I got a promotion, guys.
You did?
Yeah, going really well.
Yeah?
Going really well. Pretty much just still doing what I was doing. So
But telling other people to get on with their job?
yeah, essentially yes.
Good.
Essentially yes, Mum. But no,
And do you feel empowered?
yes.
Good. As long as you use that power correctly.
Well,
and
I
not
think
to
I do.
abuse it.
I think. Look, there's a lot for me to learn. A lot for me to learn. I've never been in a supervisor / managerial leadership position before in any sort of. I suppose I have. I've been a director and a producer of stuff, but that's different. But it's different. Yeah.
I guess so, because you're on the same playing field,
Yeah.
all those people, aren't you? But you've all got different jobs. But I guess that's the same, though. You're on the same playing field as the other guys that are working.
Yeah.
And you just take the hit when something goes wrong, I guess. And
Yeah, that's the bit I don't like.
yeah, but that comes with the job, unfortunately. You can't pick
true.
and choose which bits you like.
No, true. Very true.
But as long as you're enjoying it, though.
I am enjoying it very much.
Good.
Very much. Very much. Very much.
So you've had a busy week.
Oh yes, busy week on my feet. Need to spray some of that magnesium spray that I got.
Yes.
Yes, got a lovely gift from our previous our guest from last episode.
Yes, Lauren.
She dropped us off. What did she drop? What was it
Oh,
for
she
you?
gave me the most amazing candle, because obviously I went on about how much I love the candles, and I like the champagne and strawberry one, which I've had previously. But she decided to give me a new, I was going to say flavour, but obviously you don't eat them, which is,
Or at least you try not to.
try not to, coconut tropical, I think it's called. And you know, that is my new favourite. It is amazing.
Yeah, it is a very nice smell.
Yeah, if you're not quite sure on, you want to get a gift for someone and you're not quite sure on smells and whatever, definitely the champagne and strawberry, but the coconut tropical, it's in my studio and it's amazing.
And
I
she
love
gave
it.
me the
Yes.
magnesium spray,
Your
the
sleepy spray.
dream magnesium spray, because we spoke about that in the last episode, and so Mum, I tried it.
How'd it go?
I tried it. I couldn't see that I was spraying it.
Oh, yeah, it is one of those, yes. And
I was like, where? It's not coming out. And I was spraying, and I was spraying, I was spraying, I was spraying.
Covered in it.
And I was covered in it.
Yeah.
And my feet started tingling. Which apparently isn't meant to happen.
No.
So, but it's lovely. It smells,
Did you wash it off and
smells
start
great.
again?
Um,
Because that's the best thing to do if it starts tingling.
yeah.
Okay, you just went with it. Did it help you sleep?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't ever have trouble sleeping, to be
Oh,
honest.
okay.
Never.
All right.
I was just doing it mainly for my feet.
For your feet.
because my
Oh,
feet
yeah,
were
for
in
your
pain.
achy
Yeah,
feet.
it kind of helped.
Good.
I suppose you got to do it a few times for it to
Yeah.
actually. But yeah.
Good. Well, it was a lovely gift. So
It was
thank
a
you, Lauren.
lovely, lovely gift. Thank you,
Yeah.
Laurie. All right, Mum. Let's move on straight into it. Today we're talking about the highs and the lows of the hustle or the journey or whatever you want to call it, because, Mum, it's not all. What's the word? Rainbows and butterflies? No. What's the phrase? It's
Yeah,
not all.
it's all I've got is Guns N' Roses. Sorry, and I know that's not right.
Mum, Guns N' Roses is a band.
I'm very well aware of that. You put me on the spot again.
No, you know what I mean, though. It's
Yeah, I
not
do.
all up there. It's not all
Yes.
rainbows. I'm going with rainbows and butterflies. It's not all
Okay.
rainbows and butterflies. Because there are, and as
It's not
you know,
even to me.
if you are an entrepreneur or an artist, or if you know someone like that, you of course you know this. Like, it's not all there is real struggles with it, and there is also real big highs with it as well.
Oh, definitely. Well, there has to be, doesn't there? Otherwise, I don't think you'd carry on.
No. I mean, I do wonder which one outnumbers the other for most people. For me, I feel as though it's the lows that outnumbers the highs.
I think so, but I think when you do get a high, those highs are when you go, oh, see, that's what makes it
Yeah.
all worth it. So
The highs are
so you
good.
sort of forget
Yeah.
all of those little lows, because
Yeah.
the lows do tend to be little a lot. Most of the time they tend to be little, but there can be some that are just as big as a massive high that you get.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had lots of little lows just recently.
Yeah, I was about to say, Mum, not to put you on the spot, but you are in a bit of a slump at the moment, aren't you?
Yesterday I was in it's not a slump work wise, because I'm incredibly busy, and I think that's what's made me have a couple of lows, is because it has made me realize how disorganized I am. And I know we've talked about this before, and I am incredibly disorganized.
Mum, I feel as though we talk about it every
Every
single
week. I know, and
episode.
I need to be doing something about it, don't I? And that's what's frustrated me now. I've got to the point where I've gone, okay, enough's enough. You've talked the talk, now get on with it and do something, but I just don't know where to start. And yesterday was one of those moments where I just wanted to chuck everything in the air and go, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm done. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to think about it. Had enough. And then I walk out the studio, close the doors, and I'm thinking, oh, it hasn't gone away. Still there.
So would you say you were burnt out?
I don't think I'd quite got there,
Because
but
burnout's quite intense.
But yeah, I definitely just sort of thought and then you've got people inquiring still, and I'm like, no, don't, don't, because I don't know where I'm at.
I know.
You
The
know,
negatives of getting sales, am I right? God.
Yeah, and I guess but flip that on its head and you go, actually, it's a positive because you're busy, so obviously I'm doing very well, but I'm just like, oh, give me 5 minutes, but it's all down to me.
And I mean,
I'm
suppose
not
that's
giving myself 5 minutes.
Yeah, I suppose that's the negative of running a business on your own. Is it will get to this, especially if you're running a successful small business. It will get to that point. So you start like on your own, and that's enough.
Yeah.
But there's this middle point that you're getting a bit too much in terms of sales, but you're not getting enough money to be able to get somebody else to help you.
No, exactly.
So it's that bit that's and that's I'd say is the most crucial point of a small business, because if you don't organize yourself and push through that part, you will burn out.
Yeah.
And I'd say burnout is probably the most common low.
Yeah.
Of a hustle or a journey, no matter what you do, I suppose, because whether you're an artist, an actor, a singer, an entrepreneur that's running a small business, or I don't know, someone who's trading stocks. I watched The Big Short last night, so it's all in my... It's a good film, by the way. You should watch that. So yeah, I'd say burning out is probably the most common thing. I know Dad is walking behind the windows behind
which
me.
is fine. He forgets that we actually video go on
my
YouTube
God,
as well.
He's just that's to garden his fucking plant. No, he has to water his. Oh,
That's to garden his plant.
yeah, Mum, stop. He's baffled me.
Clearly, completely thrown you.
Back on track.
Yes.
Burning out is probably the most common thing anyone deals with. Because, and I think it's because of the negative things that come along with the hustle. Because it's such the stigma is hustling is you have to be doing it 24/7, and if you're not, you're failing.
Fine, absolutely.
Right?
Yes. You make me feel that way.
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I
with
don't.
my socials. Lisa, come on, get on it, get on it, get on
you
it.
don't
And
do
I'm like,
it.
"No, well, I do sometimes.
If you were doing it 5 days a week, like all the time, and I was still doing that, yes, that's me. That's me. But you don't. You do it 0, Mum. So this is me just trying to make you do it 1.
However, who's my photographer?
Me?
And have you sent me my last lot of pictures?
Mum,
that
I've been very busy at
Oh,
work.
see, there we go. See? What can I say?
I'm burning out too, you know.
I've got nothing to post because they're still waiting for you to edit.
Yes. Today. I'll get it to you today. Today. All right, today.
Watch this space.
But anyway, now I've lost track of where I was, Mum, because
You're talking about burning out.
Yeah, the negative part, because it's all over socials, right? You know, hustle 24/7. If you're not working, you're failing. If you need to be putting in, and I disagree with that, right? Because working 24/7, I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, but and as we've spoken about before, it is you've got to find that work-life balance
You certainly
that
do.
works for you. And it is very difficult when you do run your own business to be able to step or like I said, I'd had enough yesterday. Want to shut the doors and walk away from it. And I guess it's with any work though, not just your own business, because I used to say to your dad, you know, that drive home for you is where you get rid of all of your negative energy from work. And when you walk through the door, your work hat's off. And that's quite nice and some people can do that on their travels home. I've only got to walk out a door. But some people don't, you know, the negative thoughts and everything that you haven't done in the day stay in your head and I should have done that today and I could have done, you know, and there's lots of that. So you've got to find that balance and be able to switch off. Switching off is very important, but very, very difficult.
It certainly is.
And I guess that's where we've talked before about finding an activity
that
allows you to do that.
That takes you away from it. Yeah. When was that? What episode was that? Oh, it was ages ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we talked about meditation and all sorts, didn't we? That was like, I want to say 4 or 5, but do you know what? I'm terrible with remembering anything. Was
it with one of our first guests? Was it with Danielle? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. So I'd say that's a huge low, and I mean, there's so many things that you could do to help with burnout. So many things, but I'd say the number one thing is for you, stay organised.
Yes.
Plan your time and plan your downtime as well.
Yeah, I probably don't do. See, I can look back and say that there was a moment when I was working in the lockdown, but it was. I was trying to think. Was it when Dad first went back to work? I think so. The workers were starting to go back, and I'd got into a habit of I'd start work at 8. I would stop and have breakfast about 10. I would stop at 2 and have my lunch. And I would shut the doors and I'd sit in here and I'd have a cup of tea and a sandwich or whatever. And I'd have that time and then I would go back to work.
Perfect.
But I was, you know, and it worked really well.
That's fantastic.
I was working, looking at the clock, going, I'm going to go and have my lunch in 15 minutes, you know, and where am I at in what I'm doing? Can I stop in 15 minutes? Do you know what? Yes, I can. You know, and that worked really well. Having that sort of routine worked really well, but trying to stick to it is...
Yeah, as we've said before, sticking to routines is incredibly difficult.
It is. Yeah.
But once you get into the habit, once the routine becomes a habit, we've spoken about habits before.
Yes.
Once that routine becomes a habit, it's a lot easier.
It's a long time though, isn't it, before a routine becomes a habit? Is it like 60 days or 30 days, something like that? Don't know. Should research, shouldn't we, really, before we start talking?
I don't know. Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
It's quite
a long time before it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So what would you say is another low of this constant sort of journey? Well, personally to you.
Personally to me is when I am in a bit of a slump, as in I don't have any work.
Yeah.
Not that that's happened often, but there's times when I've looked at my order board and gone, okay, I was incredibly busy last week. I've got nothing on it for next week. What am I going to do? And that then makes you go, oh.
And I suppose when an income is involved, that's also...
Yeah, absolutely.
That's scary.
I'm lucky in the respect that we don't rely on my money at all. It's lovely to have, you know, but we've always been like that, because obviously I wasn't working when I had you four, so it was always your dad's money, and whatever I earned was always a nice bonus on top. So I'm quite lucky in that respect, that I don't have those extra pressures. So if you have that as well, it must be incredibly scary, and incredibly scary to even start something where you go, I don't even know if this is going to work. I've got to put everything into it.
Yeah.
But is it going to work? Is it going to bring me money to be able to put food on the table or roof over our heads?
Yeah.
You know, hard work, really, really hard work. And that takes a lot of dedication.
And I suppose that then starts having effect on mental health and mental stability, and I suppose that's another low down there, is when you start having those issues, and it's like, you know, that self-doubt and...
Yeah, absolutely. Because obviously starting a business is something that most people would do if it's something that they enjoy doing and they love doing, and they've got a skill set in it, you know, and then that becomes something that becomes a chore, because it's like, I've got to make this work.
I was about to say, I am right there at the moment with me and my career. This absolutely sucks, when you start to dislike what you love doing.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
And it's true, and it's for where I am right now. Right? I love acting. Absolutely love it. Love doing it. Love every part of it. Love every aspect of it, right? But at the moment, when I sit down and I go to work on a monologue, the anxiety that fucking flows through me is unreal.
Why? Do you think you're putting too much pressure on yourself?
Probably.
Yeah.
Another low.
Yeah, pressure, which is
pressure that you put on
I guess,
yourself
which is exactly what we were just talking about, in the fact that, you know, that it's a big step to do your own business or to do anything like that. That then the pressure of having to bring the money in, and you know, and
we've spoken about this before. Comparing yourself to others.
Oh,
man, Jesus Christ! I'm getting better at it, Mum. I'm getting better at it, but I still struggle with it.
We are all on our own journey, though.
I literally go through Instagram, and I see people that I studied with, and I see them, and a friend of mine, she just recently did a job, and she was acting alongside a guy from a TV show that I really enjoy.
Oh yeah.
I looked at it, and as soon as I saw it, I went, fucking hell, Brad, where are you? Oh. Look, they're doing that and you're where? And I caught myself and I went,
no.
And I just went, good on her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good job.
Do you know what? I read something the other day that was, it was actually from a teacher that had put out it was more for parents, I think, to understand that children are all different, and as human beings we're all different, and we all excel at different times. And the analogy was that when you put popcorn in a pan, it doesn't all pop at once.
It does not.
And so therefore it's not that you're not going to.
I'm the kernel that doesn't pop in the bit.
That hard one that gets stuck in your teeth and you go, you spit it out and throw it away. Yeah. No, you just haven't popped yet.
No, true.
You know?
True. And I'm trying to get into that mindset. And it's difficult. Again, it's creating a habit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which takes time. Yeah, so they're the lows for me. Is the mental stability you've got to have to be able to persevere in as an entrepreneur and as an artist. You've just got to keep, and it's that's also a struggle. Is the keeping on going?
Yeah,
keeping on, like especially after a slump or during it. It's like because there's been countless times, Mum, where I've literally sat down and gone, do I even want this? What's the point? Like, do I just go and get a normal job?
Yeah.
Because it's safe.
Yeah.
You know?
It is difficult to keep going through those brick walls that you hit, but
yeah. So I'd love to. I should have done some research on this before. Actually, is how do you fall back in love with something? How do you fall back in love with the thing you love? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that goes back to the beginning of why did you love it in the first place?
Yeah.
And it's take away all that anxiety and all the pressure and look at it for what it is.
Yeah.
And where did those desires that you felt first come from? You know, what were you doing?
Yeah.
What made you want to do that?
Yeah, and I suppose the need for perfection. You need to get that out of your head as well, don't you? Because that's all that goes through my head, Mum. Oh my God! Whenever I'm doing a monologue, I've been sat in the same monologue for like one of my New Year's goals was to get a self tape out every fortnight. I haven't put one out yet.
Where are we?
Yeah,
we're nearly February.
Well, we are February.
Oh yeah, we are nearly middle of February.
Yeah, and I haven't put one out yet because I'm so scared.
So you're 3 behind.
Yeah, so I started this list mid-Jan.
Okay,
I started right that out mid-Jan, so I'm two behind. I'm 2 behind. Come on, give me some slack. But I haven't put one out yet because I'm so scared because I've been and all that's going through my mind right now is I've been so busy with work, I haven't had time to work on it, and it's not ready.
What did you post this week about perfection?
Yeah, I know.
Hello.
Mum, that's for the audience. It's not for me.
If it's not perfect, don't worry. Put it out there.
No, but it's.
Who thinks that Brad should just put it out there? Yes, let us know. Put it out there.
Yeah, I will. I'll get there. But it's just. I've got no excuse.
No, you haven't, because you're striving for perfection.
I am striving for perfection because I mean.
But do you know everything at the moment, though?
No, I don't.
No.
But these things do genuinely shape the beginning of my career as an actor, right? It's
I'm not
what
saying
people are
it has to be. It's one. You do it in one take and it's shit, and you go, "Oh, never mind, I got it done. Let's put it out there." I'm saying, don't strive for it to be perfect in your eyes just yet, because you need support and help in that to get there. All they need to see is that you're workable and that you've got potential, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Okay, well, I had planned to record it this weekend, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it, but I'll do it at some point. Anyway, Mum, I think we've been talking about...
We'll post midweek whether he's done it or not.
Yeah, right. Mum, we've been talking about the negatives of stuff for a little bit too long, I think, which I suppose is always... there's always more negatives than there are positives. It always is.
Yes.
But I suppose the whole idea is to not dwell on the negatives and... start looking at those positives. So, Mum, give me a high. Give me a high of your journey so far, your entrepreneurship so far.
My highs most definitely are when I hear back from my clients. Most of them send me pictures of my toppers on their cakes, and that to me, that's what makes me smile, and that's what I'm like, that's what my job's about. And I love the fact that people will say to me, "Oh, I can't afford a cake maker," for instance, because most of my clients are people that just make the cake themselves, but they want it to look amazing, they want it to look professional, so they
dabble a little bit on the top.
Put a nice little topper on the top, and there we go.
Because that's what people look at.
Yeah, and it looks amazing.
You could have a Woolworths mud cake underneath, and if it's got a decent topper on, they're going to be like, "Oh my God, look at that cake!"
Yeah. So, and that's what I love, the fact that I can fill that gap for people, and I do work with a lot of cake makers also, which is great, because not everyone is a decorator. I'm not a baker. I don't enjoy the baking part. I'll make cakes, but I don't enjoy that part. I enjoy the decorating part. So I'm like, do you know what? I'm happy with this niche that I've got, and I'll happily fit in with someone else that's a baker, but not necessarily a decorator, and will say, I can't possibly do what you do. And I'm like, well, you can, but I'm happy to do it for you.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, those are definitely the highs for me, is hearing back from people and knowing that, you know, I've in some way impacted on someone's life, and that they've, you know, had a wonderful birth. Because I guess it's all about celebrations, isn't it? There's nothing depressing about what I do. You know, it's making people happy. So
what was it like for you when you first got paid?
Well, as in my first order.
Yeah, because I know you don't pay yourself.
Not particularly.
As an entrepreneur, you know, we spoke about that last week. Do shit for free.
I take money out, and I you know, I pay for stuff, and I don't take a wage.
No, but what was it like? Well, let's say your first order. What was that like?
I mean, we've talked about my first order before.
Did we?
Yeah, we have.
When was that?
It wasn't that long ago, because it was a pair of boots, and I posted them and they were broken. And I was devastated, and I went, that's it, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore. Obviously I can't do it. And I'm like, actually, it's not the fact that I can't make the stuff because I can, it's the fact that I needed to invest better in my packaging.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I do remember getting my very first order. I was still working at the time.
Because that's surely a high, right?
Oh, it was an amazing.
Somebody's
high.
paying you for your
oh my God, somebody
service.
actually wants my stuff. Yeah, and I remember in the first week, I think, of like, I made my first sale, and then I'd done sort of lots in that first week, and I was like, oh my God, this is really gonna fly. And then nothing.
It was because I say that because I remember the first time I got paid, and now I try not to think about money in terms of that's the end goal is getting money, but it's also nice to get paid. But I remember it because I got paid, and I literally said to myself, I was like, I'm now a working actor.
Yes.
I'm now a working actor, and I could technically call myself a professional because I got paid for it.
Yeah, that's the
definition. That's the definition of professional, is if you get paid for your work. So professional actor, right here. Okay, it's been out of work for a while, but right here. So yeah, that was definitely a high for me. Is being recognised for your work.
Yes,
because that is recognition of your work. You know, that somebody would go, yeah, here's some. Yeah. I want to pay you for your service. But I'd say the biggest high I've ever had, which made me really go, fuck yeah, I love this, was when I did my first theatre, end of 2019, when I did Scarborough. And it was the second time. Oh no, our TV's gone off. Oh well.
Oh wow.
It was the second time, the second night, and I'll get this story out eventually.
Yeah. I was there that night, wasn't I? Second night.
Second night, I think you were. Yeah. Or third, I don't know. But second night, and
twice.
which was opening night. Second night was opening night. First night was we had this thing called Preview.
Yeah, we came.
This thing called Preview if you're in the theatre industry.
I think we came the third night and the fourth night then.
Yeah, and the round of applause I got when we took the bow, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is
and it was well deserved too, because you were amazing.
Thank you.
all were.
Thank you. I was just like, this is why I do it. This is what I love doing.
Yeah.
It was so good. That was a high.
Other people pumping me up with a clap.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just and just being on stage. Just doing it is such a high, and I suppose you feel the same way when you're actually when you're just sat in there doing your work.
Yeah, I love that side of it, just doing, and I guess that's where my lows come in, on the opposite side of the business and the stuff that you have to do.
Yeah,
like for you, the monologue, trying to get yourself out there.
It's all the practice.
Yeah, it's that side of, and but that's with anything, isn't it? There's always that side. You know, I want to do the stuff I love. You know, I guess it's a bit like being a footballer. Maybe, you know, they love being on the pitch, but not necessarily doing the hard work of the training and everything else. But that's part and parcel of getting where you're going.
Yeah, definitely.
So you working in your office doing your monologues is part and parcel of getting yourself
certainly is
back on that stage.
Certainly is, and that's the way you got to think about it.
Yes, you have.
Is all those when you're in those lows.
Yeah.
Like you said before, is thinking, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Remember those highs. Remember what.
Yeah, we need to think about those highs way more often and have them
don't.
somewhere.
We don't.
We don't.
We
no.
just think about the negatives.
Yeah.
We just think about, oh my God, everyone else is doing so much better than me. Why?
Yeah.
Why do we do that?
Because all we're doing is looking at their highs. We're not looking at their journey.
Exactly.
We're looking at their highs.
Exactly.
And yeah, so it is about understanding that your journey is going to be different from everyone else's.
Yeah.
Your popcorn's going to pop at a different time to everyone else, but you have to remember those highs, and that's what will bring you through those lows.
Yep. Thoroughly agree, mother.
That's a good place to end, isn't
It
it?
is.
That's really well done.
That was really well done.
Yeah, for me. I was impressed with that.
That was a nice spiel you did there.
That's
definitely going up on the socials.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, highs and lows, guys. There's highs and lows of every journey. Got to keep pushing through those lows to get to those highs. And remember those highs. Remember them. Celebrate them.
Yes.
Celebrate them.
I think we've talked about that too.
Have we?
Point. Yeah, I think so.
I keep forgetting everything we've spoken about. We have spoken for a long amount of time. If you add up the amount of times we've spoken. But anyway. But yeah, remember those highs, guys. Highs, guys. Remember highs, guys. Celebrate them. Keep pushing forward. I'm talking to myself here. Because I need to hear it.
Put some mantra on your wall.
Well, that was episode 3 of season 2.
It was.
The highs and lows of the hustle. Hope you guys enjoyed. Join us next week, hopefully, because Mum's just informed me that she's going away next weekend. So we're going to have to try and record some point during the week. Might be able to make it, might not. But we'll keep you. We'll
see how we go.
We'll keep you involved. We will have a guest next weekend. Hopefully, if we're on, if we have an episode, we'll have a guest.
We'll have a guest. Yes, that's probably the best way to put it.
If we have an episode, we'll have a guest.
Yeah,
it won't just be us two, and we'll keep you informed in that throughout the week as well. So make sure you're following the socials at The Art of Trying, Facebook, Instagram. I say TikTok, but I haven't posted there in a while. TikTok.
Bad.
Yeah, keep following us because we'll keep you all up to date, okay? Mother, always a pleasure.
It's been good, thank you.
Join us next week, hopefully, if not the week after. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.